A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to welcome all of you to the 29th session BA History program, second semester. I'm Sudhaji, Assistant Professor, Department of History, GFGC Ripanpet. On the screen, you can notice a great personality who ruled India during the medieval period. You have heard the names of Ashoka the Great, Peter the Great, who was the Tsar of Russia. Similarly, one more Mughal emperor whose name has been glorified with an adjective called great. Can you name him? Yes, excellent. Your response is right. He is Akbar the Great. In our today's session, let us learn about the introduction of Akbar. Students have learnt about life of Babur. They also knew the causes and consequences of Battle of Panipat. Learning objectives of today's session: to enable the students to have a bird's eye view of Akbar's life and achievements. Learning outcome: at the end of the session, students will be able to identify the parents, guardian, and Navaratnas of Akbar. They will appreciate Akbar's policies and conquests. To begin with, Akbar was born on 14th October 1542. His full name was Abdul Fatah Jalaluddin Muhammad Akbar. He was born in Amarkot in Sindh province. His father was, as you know well, that he was Humayun, and mother was Hamida Banu Begum. His son was Jahangir. Related with his birth and early life, I would like to tell an interesting incident. Akbar was born at the house of Rana Virsal of Amarkot in the Tar Parkar district of Sindh province. At the time of Akbar's birth, Humayun was in a destitute condition and could not reward his followers in a befitting manner at the birth of his son. Hence, he distributed pod of musk is kasturi, and he said, "This is all the present I can afford to make you on the birth of my son, whose fame will, I trust, be one day expanded all over the world as the perfume of the musk now fills this tent." And his words came true. In later stage, Akbar came to be called Akbar the Great. It's always good to get blessings of our parents which will come true. Let's move on to know about Conquest of Akbar. Before that, let us know the initial stage of Akbar, how the condition was. At the age of 13, he came to power. He succeeded his father Humayun. At the time of his accession in 1556, Akbar was only nominally ruler of a small part of the Punjab. Soon after Humayun's death, Delhi and Agra had been occupied by Hemu, and even in the Punjab, Akbar's claim was disputed by Sikandar Sur. At this juncture, he started his first phase of conquest, which falls between 1556 to 1570. During his first phase of conquest, the first enemy he encountered and defeated was Hemu, the Hindu Prime Minister of Muhammad Adil Shah, on 5th November 1556. Akbar got a decisive victory against him. In the first phase of his conquest, he was actuated by love of territory, power, and wealth, and to annex the neighboring kingdoms for the extension of his dominion. He crushed the Afghans and Suris of eastern Gangetic Valley. He also defeated Sisodia Rajputs of Mewar. He repelled the rebel of his half-brother Mirza Hakim. Akbar used to say, a monarch should be ever intent on conquest, otherwise his neighbors rise in arms against him. In the state of Rajasthan, the places he captured were Malwa in 1561, Chunar in 1561, Jaipur and Merta in 1562, Chittur in 1567, and Ranatambur in 1568, Kalinjar in 1569, Marwar in 1570. Among the conquests of Akbar, the most important one was, that too in the first phase, was the conquest of Gujarat. You may raise a question, why it was so important? Let me tell you the geographical reason. Gujarat was a rich emporium of commerce between India and Turkey and also other countries like Syria, Persia, Transoxania, countries of Europe, and therefore very wealthy. Moreover, Gujarat lay on the way to Mecca. Being a Muslim, Akbar was naturally anxious to bring it under his control in order to provide safe journey to the Hajj pilgrims. The condition of the province at the time was deplorable. Muzaffar Khan III was its nominal king, was powerless. Struggle for supremacy was in progress among his ambitious and selfish nobles in Gujarat. In 1572, Akbar himself set out to undertake campaign. He did not meet the great resistance, and in November he took possession of Ahmedabad and imprisoned its nominal king Muzaffar Khan III and other leading nobles also. The conquest of Gujarat pushed Akbar's western frontier to the sea and brought him into contact with the Portuguese, who made peace with him. It is a pity that the emperor did not think of building a navy for the protection of his empire and for commerce with the outer world. Let us now move on to the second phase of conquest of Akbar, which falls between 1570 to 1585 AD. During this period, he annexed Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa. For your kind information, I would like to share, among many battles fought by Akbar, the most important historical battle was the Battle of Haldigath, fought on 18th June 1576 between Maharana Pratap Singh and the Mughal Emperor Akbar, along with Man Singh of Amber. Haldighati is in Udaipur, in Rajasthan. Haldigath is a mountain pass between Kamonor and Bagicha village situated at Aravali range of Rajasthan in western India, which connects Rajasamand and Pali districts. The name Haldigat is believed to have originated from the turmeric colored yellow soil of the area. Being a history student, you are aware that geography and chronology are the two eyes of history. Hence, while answering the examination, you should mention years and events along with geographical reasons, which certainly add weightage to your answer. You must also be skilled enough to locate the places of historical significance on the outline map of India. Now, let us focus on the third phase of Conquest of Akbar, which falls between 1585 to 1605 AD. During this period, Akbar turned towards northwest and captured Kandahar, Kabul, and Kashmir. He also occupied Berar, Khandesh, and parts of Ahmednagar in Deccan. Now, on the screen, you can notice the map of India in which I have located the places captured by Akbar during his conquest in different phases, among them Kabul and Kandahar in present Afghanistan, Kashmir in the northernmost parts, Khandesh and Ahmednagar in Maharashtra, in the eastern India, Bihar, Bengal, Orissa. All these places were included in the empire of Akbar the Great. Altogether, we can say that Akbar was known for his administrative system. Akbar invariably followed the policy of giving an organized administration to his conquests. You can ask me a question: how did he manage to administer such a vast empire after his conquests and conquering different parts of India? Akbar took steps to establish peace and order as a first measure. He appointed civil officers to carry out a revenue settlement. He also extended his policy of religious toleration in the newly conquered areas. Social, religious, as well as administrative reforms were introduced, and interests of the people, social, moral, and material, were consulted. He gave a uniform system of administration to all the provinces of his empire and paved the way for the establishment of common nationality in the land. In addition to that, he was a great pattern of art and architecture. His forts and palaces in and around Delhi are great masterpieces of unmatched workmanship. Example: Buland Darwaza at Fatehpur Sikri, forts at Agra and Allahabad, about which we are going to study in detail in our next session, and the contributions of Mughals to the field of art and architecture. Now we are not going to deal in detail here. He was also lover of music and poetry. Now let us know about Navaratnas. Nava means nine. Nine jewels. Who are these nine jewels, Navaratnas? Let us know. The Mughal emperor's nine gems are believed to represent a pool of talents from diverse fields. Akbar had an affinity for the arts and academia, which influenced his choices for the royal court. The 9 gems were made up of artists, musicians, writers, finance ministers, warriors, and poets. Let us know one by one. Birbal, the court jester, that means Asthana Vidushaka, a professional joker. You might have heard about Akbar Birbal's story also. Followed by him, Tansen, the court singer, Abdul Fazl, author of Aini Akbari, which serves as a masterpiece of Akbar's life history to construct his history. Faizi, the court poet, Man Singh, army consultant, Fakir Aziavuddin, Sufi singer, Muladu Piazza, the court jester, again Asthana Vidushaka, a professional joker, Raja Todarmal, the revenue minister, Abdul Rahim Khana, writer of Hindu couplets. What is the benefit of surrounded by these 9 jewels? You can ask me. All of us like a humor, joke, comedy, isn't it? Because it makes you to laugh and enjoy. Hence, it is said that sweet words satisfy all. Just like a Birbal, we should also learn to make jokes and we should be sweet in our words and language. The excessive use of sweet words does not make anyone poor. Am I right? Do you agree with me? Now, you may also raise a question, why should be there a court singer? Research has shown that listening to music can reduce anxiety, blood pressure, and pain, and it removes sleep quality. It improves sleep quality, mood, mental alertness, and memory as well. Hence, Akbar used to be surrounded with these talented people in order to have a relaxation. I would like to appeal all of you to learn and listen to music so that we can enjoy a healthy life. In addition to it, the 9 jewels, 9 precious stones belong for them, which are representative of the planets, the sun and the moon. These gems comprises of diamond, ruby, emerald, yellow sapphire, garnet, blue sapphire, and pearl, cat's eye, and coral. Usually, we people long for these precious stones to possess them. I would like to suggest you that it is better to be in the company of gem of gentlemen than wearing these precious stones, because Sadvagna has told that Sajjanara Sangavadu Hejjenu Savidante. So try to be surrounded with positive people who encourage you, who gives you courage. Let us conclude with these words. Akbar's reign influenced the course of Indian history. Under him, Mughal Empire tripled in size and wealth. You have witnessed in map and through his conquests, I hope. He created powerful military system called Mansabdari, about which we are going to study in our next session separately. He was a founder of Deen Ilahi, divine faith. We are going to deal with this topic also in a different session. He was known for his Rajput policy. It will also be explained to you in detail in upcoming sessions. He instituted effective social political reforms. Such a great person bid a farewell to this worldly life on 25th October 1605 in Agra, in Uttar Pradesh. Before winding the session, let us have a recapitulation of the main points what we have learned. Early life of Akbar, conquests of Akbar in three phases across India, bird's eye view of different capabilities of Akbar, and nine jewels of Akbar's court. As an assignment, you can locate the different places occupied by Akbar through his three phases of conquest on the outline map of India. You practice and have a glance again because unless you revise, you will forget. Okay? The books which I referred to prepare my talk are History of Medieval India by S.P. Sharma, selfstudyhistory.com. I hope all of you would have enjoyed the session. Thank you so much.